You tell yourself this is the month. This is finally the month you're going to start saving. You've done the math, you've set up the budget spreadsheet, you even downloaded one of those apps that rounds up your purchases. This time, it's going to be different. And then Thursday happens. You're tired. Work was brutal. Your buddy texts about grabbing dinner, and somehow you're sitting at a restaurant spending $47 on tacos and margaritas, telling yourself you deserve this. You worked hard. It's just one dinner. Friday, you're scrolling Amazon, and those headphones you've been eyeing are 20% off. That's basically a sale. You'd be stupid not to buy them. Saturday, your kids want ice cream. Sunday, you need gas, and somehow you also walk out with a $6 energy drink and a bag of chips. Monday morning, you check your account. The $400 you were going to transfer to savings, gone, evaporated. And you're sitting there thinking, what is wrong with me? Why can't I just do this one simple thing? Here's the thing though, nothing is wrong with you. You're not broken, you're not bad with money. You're running 21st century financial software on hardware that hasn't been updated in 50,000 years. And today, I'm going to explain exactly why your brain fights you every time you try to save money, and more importantly, how to finally win that fight. So let's start with some neuroscience. Don't worry, I'll keep it simple. Your brain has this chemical called dopamine. You've probably heard of it. Most people think dopamine is the pleasure chemical. It's what makes you feel good. But that's not quite right. Dopamine is actually the anticipation chemical. It's not the reward itself, it's the wanting of the reward. It's that feeling you get when you're about to eat the pizza, not when you're actually eating it. When you're about to open the package, not when you're holding the thing. And here's where it gets interesting. Your brain releases way more dopamine for immediate rewards than for future rewards. Like, it's not even close. $1 today literally feels more valuable to your brain than $5 next year. Economists call this temporal discounting. I call it the reason your savings account is empty. Think about it like this. If I offered you $100 right now or $110 in a month, most people take the $100 now. Even though waiting 30 days for an extra $10 is basically a 120% annual return. Your brain doesn't care about annual returns. Your brain wants the dopamine hit today. Now here's where evolution screwed us over. For 99% of human history, there was no such thing as saving for the future. You're a hunter-gatherer 50,000 years ago. You find some berries. Do you save half of them for next week? No, you eat all of them right now. Because they'll rot, because a bird might steal them, because you might be dead next week. Immediate consumption was the only rational strategy for most of human existence. Your ancestors who ate the berries survived. Your ancestors who tried to save the berries, they got outcompeted by the berry eaters. We're literally descended from people who were bad at delayed gratification. It's in our DNA. Fast forward to 2026. Now we have refrigerators and bank accounts and 401ks. The environment changed completely, but your brain? Your brain is still scanning for berries, still telling you to consume now because who knows what tomorrow brings. The mismatch between your ancient brain and your modern financial reality is why saving feels so impossibly hard. And corporations know this. Oh, they know this so well. They've spent billions of dollars researching exactly how to hijack your dopamine system. Every app on your phone, every store layout, every website is engineered to make you spend money right now. Amazon's one-click buy button? That's not convenience. That's removing friction so your rational brain doesn't have time to stop your lizard brain. The 3-second window between wanting something and owning it is specifically designed to bypass your prefrontal cortex. Those countdown timers on sales? Only 2 hours left. That's artificial scarcity, triggering your fear of missing out. Your brain literally cannot distinguish between missing a 30% off sale and missing the last berries of the season. Same panic response, same urgency to act now. And subscriptions. Man, subscriptions are genius, and I mean that in the most evil way possible. Netflix figured out that you'll pay $15.99 forever if they just make you forget you're paying it. The gym knows 80% of members never show up, but keep paying because canceling requires effort. They're not selling you a service, they're selling you the absence of a decision. Let's talk about what this is actually costing you. And I mean the real cost. Not just the money you're spending, but the money you're not building. Say you're 28 years old, making decent money. After rent and bills and necessities, you've got about $800 a month that could theoretically go to savings. But it doesn't. It leaks out. $47 dinners, $200 headphones, $6 energy drinks. Death by 1,000 cuts. Now, let's say you actually manage to save that $800 a month and invest it in a boring index fund averaging 8% returns. By the time you're 58, 30 years later, you'd have $1.1 million. Not because you're a genius investor, just because you didn't buy the headphones. But you did buy the headphones, and the dinners, and the subscriptions you forgot about. So instead of $1.1 million, you've got a drawer full of charging cables for devices you don't own anymore, and a vague sense that you should probably start saving soon. This is what economists call opportunity cost. Every dollar you spend today isn't just a dollar. It's 10 or 20 or $30 you won't have in retirement. That $47 taco dinner, if you're 28, that's worth roughly $470 at age 58. You just ate $400 tacos. I hope they were good. So we've established that your brain is working against you, and corporations are exploiting that, and the math is brutal. Cool, super helpful. Now what? Well, here's the good news. Your brain might be ancient, but it's also hackable. You can't change your dopamine system, but you can build systems that work around it. You can make saving automatic and spending difficult. You can use your brain's laziness against itself. Strategy number 1, automate everything. The single most effective thing you can do for your finances is remove yourself from the equation entirely. Set up automatic transfers from checking to savings the day after you get paid, before you see the money, before your brain can claim it for tacos. This works because of something called the default effect. Humans overwhelmingly stick with whatever option requires no action. It's why organ donation rates are 90% in countries where you have to opt out and 15% in countries where you have to opt in. Same people, same organs, different default. Make saving the default. Make spending require effort. Your future self will thank you, while your present self doesn't even notice. Strategy number 2, add friction to spending. Remember how Amazon removed all the friction to make buying easier? You're going to do the opposite. Delete your saved credit cards from websites. All of them. Now buying something requires getting up, finding your wallet, and typing in 16 digits. That extra 30 seconds is often enough for your rational brain to wake up and go, wait, do I actually need this? Unsubscribe from promotional emails. Every single one. Those flash sale notifications are literally engineered to trigger impulse purchases. You're not missing deals, you're removing temptation. For the really serious, try the 24-hour rule. Anything over $50 that's not a necessity, you wait 24 hours before buying. Put it in the cart, close the browser, sleep on it. You'll be amazed how many things you desperately needed at 11 p.m. feel completely pointless by noon the next day. Strategy number 3, trick your dopamine system. Your brain wants rewards now. Fine, give it rewards now. Just make them tiny and tied to saving. Some people use apps that show their savings growing in real time with little animations and celebrations. Sounds stupid, works incredibly well. Your brain doesn't know the difference between dopamine from buying shoes and dopamine from watching a number go up. A hit is a hit. Set micro goals with mini rewards. Save $500, you get to buy that thing you wanted. Save $1,000, nice dinner out. You're not depriving yourself. You're restructuring when you get the rewards. Present self gets the dopamine, future self gets the money. Strategy number 4, make it visible. Your brain treats abstract future money as basically imaginary. A number on a screen doesn't feel real. You need to make it feel real. Some people name their savings accounts after specific goals. Not savings, but beach house fund, or kids college, or FU money. Suddenly transferring money out of that account feels like stealing from your own future. It hurts in a way that rating generic savings doesn't. Try actually visualizing what you're saving for. Put a picture of the house you want as your phone wallpaper. Every time you're about to impulse buy, you'll see it. You're making the abstract concrete. You're giving your brain something tangible to protect.
Now, I already know what some of you are thinking.
But Marco, I barely make enough to cover my bills. There's nothing left to save. And look, if that's genuinely true, if you're working full time and still can't afford basic necessities, that's a systemic problem way beyond the scope of this video. No amount of skipping lattes fixes an economy that doesn't pay living wages. But be honest with yourself. Most people who say they can't save anything are actually saying they can't save anything without changing their lifestyle. And that's different. That's a choice. That's deciding that your current consumption is worth more than your future security. You can make that choice. Just own it. Don't tell yourself you can't save. Say, I'm choosing not to. See how that feels. Usually it feels bad enough to change something. I'll be honest with you. I struggled with this stuff for years. I knew the math, I understood compound interest, I could explain opportunity cost to anyone, and I still couldn't stop buying dumb stuff I didn't need. What finally changed wasn't willpower, it was systems. I automated my savings so aggressively that I basically gave myself a pay cut. The money disappeared before I could touch it. And you know what? I adjusted. I spent less because there was less to spend. My lifestyle contracted to fit the money available. That's when I realized the secret. You don't need more discipline. You need better defaults. You need to build a system where the lazy, path of least resistance choice is the right choice, because your brain will always take the easy path. So make saving easy and spending hard. Here's what nobody tells you about saving money. It's not about deprivation. It's about buying something way more valuable than headphones or tacos or whatever you were going to impulse buy this weekend. You're buying options. You're buying the ability to quit a job you hate. You're buying the security of knowing a car repair won't destroy you. You're buying sleep. Real, actual, peaceful sleep without that 3 a.m. financial anxiety. Your brain evolved in a world where there was no future. Only now. Only survive today. But you don't live in that world anymore. You live in a world where the future absolutely exists and it's coming whether you're ready or not. The question isn't whether your brain is wired against saving. It is. That's not going to change. The question is whether you're going to let ancient software run your modern life, or whether you're going to build systems that work around your wiring and finally start building something for the version of you that exists in 10 years, 20 years, 30 years. That version of you is counting on you to figure this out. So automate the savings, delete the credit cards, add the friction, trick the dopamine. Your brain hates saving, but your brain doesn't have to be in charge.